Hey everyone, Drew here for Underground Gaming, back with long time coming. It's been quite a while for an Is It Worth It stream. Obviously, you guys see the thumbnail, the title. We're here to talk about Hogwarts Legacy. Now, obviously, I can't afford to buy any new games since I'm moving to Arizona in the next couple months. But joining me, one of my partners here on YouTube that I work with, Joshy064, whom hasn't been canceled off of YouTube yet.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
But apparently he's well on his way of getting shoved in a rocket and sent into dark space at this point. And that's all I will say on camera here. Chunk is saying something in the chat about buffering.
Hello, Chunk. How's it going?
Yep, and Chris is here on my phone as well in the private chat with him. So, hey, Chris, good to see you as well. So on that note, Joshy's been playing Hogwarts Legacy since it came out, right?
Yeah, I've been playing it. I got the premium edition. I was very surprised that it came out on Tuesday for premium edition people, though, because I was kind of lucky because if it did drop on Friday instead of letting us play it on Tuesday, then I would have never had to play it, and then I wouldn't have my review on it so far, though. But as of yet, I've only played this game just over an hour from what I've been playing. I'll let you know my review on it, though, for it so far.
Before we get to that, Chunk says in the chat, the boycott is strike again because of the buffering that he's going through. Okay, we're good now. All right, good.
Okay.
And nothing from Chris at the moment. So and you're playing it on the Series X, right?
Yep.
Which and you said it was the most expensive version, which is with all of the bells and whistles, right?
Yep.
So how much was that?
I believe $80.
Because the price that one pays to have access to play a game is very important in what we do here on YouTube on this channel, because we call this Is It Worth It? And worth very much hinges on the price or on the entrance price of the game. For example, on Series X, it's $69.99. On last gen hardware, Xbox One and PS4, it's still $59.99. So.
Well, I also want to bring up something.
And for the Switch, I think it might also be the same price when it comes out for that as well. What was that, Josh?
I was going to bring up something as well too. One second, let me pull up the.
No, Chunk, I haven't gotten it because I don't have money to spare to spend on new games. If it's in Game Pass, that's a whole nother story, which it's not at this point. So I haven't had the chance to play it, but I have gotten to see Heel versus Babyface play it. So I am familiar with with what goes on in the game. So I at least know somewhat of what I'm talking about when we discuss this. But you were going to say something, Josh?
Yeah, if you go to games coming soon, they have a Hogwarts Legacy Xbox One version coming out. 4/3/2023.
Yeah, I got the notes and the release dates for it all right here. So Hogwarts Legacy came out on February 10th for PS5, Series X, and PC. For PS4 and Xbox One, it's supposed to come out on April 4th, and the Switch on July 25th. So if you're waiting for the cheaper versions, you're going to wait till the beginning of April. And if you only own a Nintendo Switch, well, you got to wait till July. So then I'll be out in Arizona by then. So on that note, here's a question for you that Joshy, how are the controls in it? Because that's very important when going into a game. Because if controls are clunky and sluggish, that isn't very good from my point of view.
Well, it seems kind of fluid so far. Speaking of controls so far from what I've been playing, though.
Well, that's good.
No complaints there. Yeah, no complaints there so far with the control.
Yeah, because I think one of the worst games that I've played for controls being clunky and whatnot was the fuck's the name of it? It was that teen slasher game for the PS4. Until Dawn was arguably the worst and the most clunky controlled game that I've ever played. So.
Well, it is a little weird though, because like you have to hold right trigger to like pull up your little spell powers, so that's a little weird. But you can press like.
But you kind of also have to do that in The Witcher for your signs as well. So it ain't all that weird from my point of view in games. In similar controlled games, I would say, if it has similar controls to The Witcher 3 at least. Which, on that note, are the controls anything close to the types of controls from The Witcher 3 then?
Honestly, I haven't really played too much of The Witcher though, but I believe so, yeah.
Okay, well then that's a good thing, because The Witcher's controls are pretty damn good, so from my point of view at least. But on that note, as far as the story goes that you've played so far, now from what I've seen from As so far, I like what I'm seeing. It's staying true to the lore of the Harry Potter series from what I've seen. Is that true from your point of view?
Yes, it is.
Which is exactly what we need for a Harry Potter RPG at this point.
Yes, so far from the beginning, it actually pulls you in and is very good story, and it feels like Harry Potter, honestly. So it's like you're watching a movie but playing it.
We got a question from Chris. I hope you're still doing the show. I hope when you're out in Arizona. That's the intention. Once I'm settled in Arizona, yeah, I'm going to fall back into doing what I've been doing for like the last 7-8 years now here on YouTube and Twitch. When I'm able to, once I'm out in Arizona, Chris. That's not going to change. It's just that the days are going to change based on my work schedule with whatever job I'm going to have out there at that point. But on that note, let's see. What other question can I ask about Hogwarts Legacy? The magic spells are functioning. How are the bugs in the game? Because I noticed that Heal versus Babyface had the game crash on him once. That since I started watching his stuff.
The only thing I've seen that is a little bit of a headache is like the part where basically I'm in the castle, but like when you go to like certain doors to go through them, it kind of has a little bit of loading feature, which is not too long, like in 15 seconds. Sometimes when it like it'll take you like open the door and load the next like room or whatnot though, but it doesn't happen. It happens a bit, but not often though. That's the only thing I've seen, but so far I haven't really seen any bugs. Sometimes a little bit of frame drop, but not too much.
So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the buggiest fucking game that has come out this year, and 10 being completely bugless, what would you score it on bugs then, from 0 to 10? Haven't had any bugs on PS5 since Chunk?
Besides loading, there's really nothing.
So
I'd say 9.
A 9 out of 10? Okay. That's really good then, because a majority of games at launch generally fall anywhere from 3 to like 6 range, in my experience. Would you say the same thing about games at launch for the most part in the modern gaming era? Josh?
I'm sorry?
In my experience with bugs in games at launch, most games fall anywhere from the 3 range, or well, actually, let's be honest, from from 1 to like 6 range at launch for basically every game that comes out for the most part. So the fact that a game you're saying it launches at 9 on bugs is like almost unheard of at this point. As far as I'm concerned. Chunk says mostly some slight frame drops, screen flickering, and some weird texture pop-ins occasionally. An NPC did walk through a wall once. Well, in Harry Potter, you do have ghosts running around, so how weird is that in the Harry Potter series? Anyway. But on that note, so you said you spent about $80 for the for the deluxe platinum whatever edition, right?
Yeah.
So from your experience of playing it, is it worth the $80 for that version of Harry Potter? Hogwarts Legacy. Harry Potter Legacy.
That's a tough question because basically I do get some. With that $8 version, you get like DLC stuff for gear and whatnot though. But the only thing, like as of right now, when I'm like walking around in the castle, I'm not able to equip that certain gear at all right now. So technically, like you really don't need that gear. So
maybe it'll be available once like the other versions have come out, but that won't be till July, which sucks then.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm wrong.
I'm guessing possibly I have to like wait till like after I'm out of the castle to equip all the gear that I actually got from paying for it. So.
Yeah, because generally, from what I understand, the game has kind of, and we're buffer again. Again, that's nice. Generally, I think this game, correct me if I'm wrong, has kind of a decent like tutorial phase to it, from what I've seen from Heel versus Babyface. So that might just be the case. You just have to get through like the tutorial section, and then the game and world open up to you, and you could do whatever you got to do at that point. I think.
Also, when you like log on to the game, it tells you like if you want like a certain gear, you have to like sign up at this website or whatnot. Though get like more gear or whatnot. Though like I ain't doing that. Like I get it if you're like a major Harry Potter fan. I get it. Like you'll get your like house cloak or whatnot though. Like me.
And from what I know, you can also like log in with your Wizarding World website account too, and get some bonuses from that too, and bonus gear too.
Like in my opinion, though, like I'm not going to go ahead and take the extra step. I guess extra DLC stuff though. If I was like major Harry Potter, I would do it though. But like, bless you. But like, yeah, I guess of me, like a little bit of extra step to go ahead and just like get more DLC. I'm like, it's free. I get it. It's free. And take the time to go ahead and do it though. But nah, I don't know. Maybe later on I'll possibly do it if it's still there. But yeah, as of like right now, I'm just like, no, I want to play the game.
So based on gameplay alone, how much could you conceive this game being a reasonable amount of money to pay to play this game based on the gameplay itself?
Shoot.
So in other words, this is the big question: is it worth it? Basically, is basically where we're getting at right now.
I'll probably say yes, though, because I haven't really got into the battles or anything like that. So far, I'm just like walking around in the castle. But
in putting a price on it, in putting a legit price point on it, which is also what we do, so that people that might see this might get a better understanding of maybe how much this game is worth spending to get. Like, for example, Hey Gaming. But let's see, what would be a good example? I'm just going to go with what I see on my screen here. So let's just look at WWE 2K22. Based on its current gameplay, I would say this game, the WWE 2K is worth maybe about $30 in its current state, which is pretty good for a wrestling game, I feel. So and that's the Series S version for Xbox, by the way, too. So with that as a baseline, and I know using wrestling for Harry Potter is not a good baseline, but fuck off. But
I would say yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but how much is it worth it is the question here. Is it for example, worth waiting to spend $60 on it for the Xbox One or the PS4, or is it worth it to spend the $70 for PS5 and the Xbox Series X version?
I would say yeah, it's worth the $70 for the XS version. So yeah,
that's very high praise. And based on gameplay, you're saying that don't wait for a sale. Just buy it when you have the money is what you're saying then.
Yes.
That's very high praise then, because usually Joshy flips out about everything. For Joshy to praise something, that's saying something. Because there are times where I enjoy a game, but Joshy's flipping out and raging because he thinks it sucks. At times. I bought 2 copies of Metroid Prime Remastered, says Gaming. Well, that's because you have a problem, Gaming. My feeling is is not to buy anything over $60. That's fair, Chris. That's a very good point, because in my opinion, games you shouldn't be like spending anything over $60 on a game anyway. So I do agree with Chris on that point. Gaming says $30 in the chat, on the stream chat side. So yeah, so we're getting different opinions from across the board, which I love hearing different opinions across the board, because if you're living in an echo chamber and everyone agrees, then you don't learn anything. You don't learn anything new. You can't have a discussion at that point. Right, chat? Right, Josh? Chris?
Yeah.
So yeah, Joshy loves it. I want to play it at some point. The chat seems to love to be playing it, and Chris, if he's going to get it, will be $60 on the PS4 on April 4th if he touches it at all. So, yeah, we're pretty much. You'll pick it up later, Gaming. Yep, same here. When I have the funds, the opportunity, and when it makes sense to buy it for the Xbox Series X, which is where I would prefer to play it, because I bought the fucking hardware for a reason, to play the newest games on it. But I can guarantee you, if I see it in Game Pass at any point, fuck buying it. I'm just going to download the fucking thing at that point and play it at that point, that second. Or as soon as it finishes downloading, one of the two. Because it ain't going to take no second to download no game. For me, at least. But on that note, anything else that we can think of to bring up about Hogwarts Legacy other than finishing up talking about the stupid outrage over it?
Like I'm only into an hour into it though,
yeah.
And so far it's pretty good. The story's pretty good. The animation's pretty good. Everything's pretty good about it though. It draws you in, and it feels like basically a Harry Potter movie. Like basically, if you're watching Harry Potter, it feels like you're in the Harry Potter world, and it's pretty awesome though. But like as of right now, when I'm walking around the castle, it feels like Fable. For some reason.
You did say that to me right before we went live too. So
everybody, I'm just letting everybody know in the chat, like live, that it feels like Fable. It's pretty good.
Because the atmosphere in the castle kind of feels like Castle Fairfax and Fable 2, right?
Yeah, because like if you press on the D-pad, it'll give you like a little little like thing. It'll show you like the book will be flying. It'll show you like a pathway to get to where you're going. So basically, kind of like how Fable 2 was. Like you know how Fable 2, you press like a certain button, and it'll show you like what direction to go and whatnot. Though little trail.
So it's
the same thing on Harry Potter.
So it's kind of like a hint button.
Yeah.
Kind of. And Gaming in the chat says probably will come to Game Pass, but who knows? Yeah, I'm not saying it will come to Game Pass. I'm just saying if it does, you'll know because you'll be seeing me stream it. And I don't give a damn about the fucking consequences from the Looney Tunes on the internet going, you shouldn't be playing it, racist bigot. I don't give a fuck about that shit. A good game is a good game, and I'm going to play a good game regardless of what some weirdo fucking thinks on the internet. At that point. Is Mickey in the castle? Gaming says.
Like the Castle of Illusion. Those little Mickey Mouse game.
Well, I'm pretty sure Disney doesn't own Harry Potter, right?
No.
Yeah, so no. And thankfully, Disney doesn't own fucking Harry Potter yet, because we know Disney loves buying fucking everything.
And screwing it up.
Exactly. But as we well know at this point, J.K. Rowling ain't fucking selling Harry Potter, unlike George Lucas with Star Wars. So I think we're safe.
For now.
They seem to target people with more views. Well, as we call ourselves the underground, because nobody watches this shit anyway. So on the one hand, yeah, I think we're safe because no one's going to give a shit that somebody with it's up over here, with 3 people watching doing anything involving Harry Potter at this point. No one's going to give a shit that we're here because no one really ever does. Outside of you guys in the chat, Chris watching in the private chat that I have with him, Joshy, and the other 100 people that subscribe to this channel. However, generally only 20 or 25 of them will probably watch this. And then whoever that isn't sub that might see this too. Which I appreciate you guys as well. Hit the like as well. And share this out on whatever your preferred social media platform is. And I don't care if it's the Chinese spy network TikTok, which Joshy is banned from, thank God. And I'm going to keep reminding you, keep this up and you'll get banned off the earth itself, Joshy.
Yeah.
And I will just have to eat popcorn as the rocket goes into orbit.
I just got banned from a person on a...
Yeah. Don't say the name. We're not starting this.
I'm not.
Yeah. And I already know who it is. You've been saying shit in text messages the entire time. Yep, Gaming. He's banned on Twitter. He's banned from TikTok. He's banned from Twitch streamers community now. The only thing next is being banned off of if he has an iPhone. That's the next step. And then after that, probably being banned off of YouTube with his channel is after that, I think. And then Twitch, and then the Earth itself. So he's still pretty far from getting banned off the planet. Let Joshy finish his thought. What was your thought, Joshy?
No. I'm just talking about the game. I'm like playing it right now. I'm like, okay, I'm not going over there.
Yeah.
It's a little side quest. Like, go over here. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going there yet.
So, what's your favorite side quest that you've done in the game so far?
I've only done 2. There's supposed to be 3 right now in the castle, though, but I'm just going around the whole castle getting all the, what's it called?
Well, damn, Super Bowl's only a 3-point game now. Damn. So, sorry, I got the Super Bowl on behind me here. Or on the side over here.
Yeah, I was getting all the little which the green flames, the little statue in Nadia Wildsmith. Like there's areas on the map where you basically walk around and you get all these like little green flames or whatnot. Though. I'm getting on. Like, I'm not doing any side missions yet. Doing all the main story missions yet. I usually, with any like RPG or whatnot, though, I usually just go ahead and do all the side missions and try and do everything else before all the side missions or before all the just what my character will. Kind of like search for stuff.
Don't get me wrong, Chris. I know that I'm good at doing this stuff. It's just that I also know the numbers of the views and the subscribers and the analytics of the channel. So, and I know that we generally don't get a ton of views, depending if I'm reacting to a Tom McDonald song or not.
Ooh.
That'll get fucking views. It does every time.
Oh.
But it is what it is.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just now finding out like how big the freaking world is, and it's huge. Wow.
Yes, it is. I found that out from watching Heel versus Babyface's streams.
Because I only was able to just like look at the castle map, and then I'm like looking at Hogsmeade map, and now I'm looking at the world map.
So now,
the world is huge.
So are you heading? So are you heading into town to get your supplies yet?
Not yet. I still got one more side mission, maybe a story mission. I'm guessing. I don't even know how much of a story mission it is left in this castle yet.
So with
yeah, I'm just going.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Josh.
I don't know where am I at.
As you guys can tell, he's playing it as we're speaking too. Right, Josh?
Yeah, playing it right now. Trying to get every single. Like I don't know, like if you've seen probably Baby Heels versus Babyface's thing, you know the little like little flames that you're like on the map. That's what I'm getting right now. Unlocking all the flames before I do any of the side mission.
Yeah.
Still a side mission.
And then he'll be off to town to get his missing supplies from getting attacked by that dragon in the opening of the game.
Ooh.
Which is obviously setting up for something major later in the game with a dragon, I think. On that note, those are my expectations from the opening of the game. So,
yeah, so far I only bought the game because it was like so many people like talking about it. I'm like, oh, all right,
yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy it.
And on that note, we might as well bring up the controversy surrounding it, which is really a non-controversy at this point. So a bunch of idiots out there complaining about J.K. Rowling and her involvement or lack thereof, which is actually the reality of it, but because it's something from the Harry Potter universe, because of comments she made online, a lot of weirdos out there complaining that this game shouldn't exist, it should be canceled, blah, blah, blah. But they go even further. There's even a website out there that's trying to track channels and platforms that stream and cover the game in order to try to create like a list of people who should be taken down or something like that, which is wrong. What are your thoughts on that, Joshy?
It's just a video game. People just get just.
And then
so mean to people about
and then there's game journalists that are scared to cover it because they don't want the people that they work with to think that they're a bad person. It's just a fucking video game, folks. Opening the game case is not going to lead to trans people dying. All opening a game case, all doing this, is going to lead to you taking the disc out and putting it in the console. By the way, I was using Borderlands 2 as an example. That just happened to be the one that I grabbed here. Was not on purpose. I promise. But yeah. That website got shut down. Good. I'm glad that got shut down, and I'm glad that Clownfish TV pointed it out, because that's who I learned about that site from. So shout out to Clownfish TV on YouTube for that information about that site. So thank you, Neon and Geeky Sparkles. I appreciate you guys very much. As I know Joshy does, because he simps for them. He bought a stuffed clownfish from them.
Yep.
That's dedication, Chris says. I'm assuming, Chris, that you were talking about that site to track all the people playing Hogwarts Legacy. I think. Because if that's the case, Chris says, that's dedication. No, that's psychotic mental illness is what that is, Chris. That's people that don't have a life, have nothing better to do than to just try to ruin other people's lives or fun at that point. But as Chunk said, it did get shut down, so that's a positive piece of information, and thank you for bringing that to us in the chat, Chunk. I appreciate you. And that's why I also consider Chunk to be our top moderator in the chat too, so he's always got something for us. And also getting rid of all of the sex bots that used to follow Joshy on Twitter. and TikTok.
Yep.
So on that note, any last minute thoughts about Harry Potter Legacy? God damn it, I did it again. Hogwarts Legacy, yes. Harry Potter Legacy. That should be the name of the sequel. Or the sequel to it. Harry Potter Legacy. A game set around Harry Potter as a father. At that point. Gaming says Harry Potter the Stoner Collection. Goddamn.
Yeah, like the what is it, that scary movie? That was a scary movie too, but that Harry Potter reference.
Well, technically that already exists, Gaming. That would be the Harry Potter Lego series. And I know because I have it and I've played that, so. Which is not really fair because that does follow the movies, but in Lego form, but it's just a joke anyway. But on that note, so it's worth buying, it's worth playing, obviously. So on a scale of 0 to 10, Hogwarts Legacy, get back to gaming, LOL. Says Chris. Yeah, well, we are talking about the game again here, so because we're about to wrap up here in just a minute. We've been going for almost a little over 34 minutes here, just talking about one fucking game. So on that note, on a scale of 0 to 10, we know that you say that it's worth the asking price for the version of the game that you're playing.
Yeah.
At that point. So, and you said 9 out of 10 on bugs. So overall, on a scale of 0 to 10, overall experience of the game and the entire process of getting the game, playing it, and your enjoyment of it on a scale of 0 to 10 for Hogwarts Legacy. So therefore, this is the official review score of Underground Gaming for Hogwarts Legacy then. according to Joshy.
From what I've played, it's a high 10.
High 10.
And also, I just read on Facebook. I just didn't read the article. I just kind of went through it. Hold on though, but they're saying that there's going to be I think it's with, the game where basically you're on you're on the brooms and then basically playing that game with the brooms but whatnot. Though that game is basically going to be coming out here in future DLC.
From my experience of what I've seen from Heel versus Babyface playing it, I think without the benefit of the review score process that I go through, my personal opinion of my enjoyment of watching people play it, I would say is an 8.5 to a 9 out of 10. It's not a perfect experience with the game from what I've seen of you guys playing it, but it's very highly rated, though, just the same. And it is a must-play at some point for everybody that likes RPGs, and especially for Harry Potter fans.
But I want to say it's more like the Witcher, but in Harry Potter.
And from what I've seen, I think I do dare compare it to this game from the Star Wars series. Because I've seen people saying online that this is the Harry Potter game that Harry Potter fans have been waiting all this time for. The same thing was said about a particular Star Wars game when that came out in 2003. And I know you guys in the chat are going to know what I'm talking about, and I am saying it right now. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1. So, from my point of view, this is probably the KOTOR for the Harry Potter series. Would you disagree, Josh?
I don't do that, no.
What was that, Josh?
And I don't disagree with that at all.
Because that's what I've been seeing from watching other people play it. So, and also from the general sentiment of people that really like this game or love it entirely. In comparison, because I've been seeing similar parallels, like I said earlier, to other people with how they word talking about how much they love it. It's very similar to similar things that was said about KOTOR when that came out for the Star Wars series. So that's why I am comparing this to KOTOR. And that's very high praise. Will it hold up from a narrative standpoint to the story that we got in KOTOR 1? Hopefully. But we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah.
But those are the parallels between those two. On that note, last minute thoughts.
Last minute thoughts. I really enjoyed it, and kind of all right, every time you get off of work or whatnot, I'm like, what am I going to play? I want to play Harry Potter. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan at all. I watched all the movies before, and I was like, eh. And now, I went to Universal Studios, saw Harry Potter World there. I'm like, all right. And actually now it kind of starting to grow on me for Harry Potter. So actually kind of now.
So
like Harry Potter.
So does this mean that you've seen every Harry Potter film that's come out then?
No.
Okay.
Mostly all of them. I haven't seen. I believe the last two, which is the Fantastic Beasts ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen the last two Magic Beasts.
Yeah, well, I don't consider those to be Harry Potter movies, though. I consider those to be like Harry Potter universe films, akin to Solo: A Star Wars Story and Rogue One are Star Wars movies, but they're not a part of the main story of Harry Potter, unlike Harry Potter, the Sorcerer's Stone, all the way to Deathly Hallows. Because those are the Harry Potter films that I've seen, and nothing past that.
Yeah, the last 2 or 3 Harry Potter movies, I actually kind of fell asleep. Like I didn't see it in theaters. Like I was at my friend's house watching them. My friend was having me watch them like
Chunk says
daily
Fantastic Beasts is dog shit. That was that was most of the reviews or the fan opinion of it. So
so yeah, I basically binge watched all the Harry Potter movies within a couple of days.
Yes.
The last 2 or 3 movies I slept through like half the movie. So technically, I haven't seen the whole Harry Potter movie.
2 final questions before we end the stream here. So first, what is your favorite Harry Potter movie then, Joshy? And the same thing goes to you, Chris, and you, Chunk, if you guys have seen the films.
At the end of one of them, I forget which one it was because I was binge watching them, so it was kind of like all mingles together. But at the end, they basically have like a wand battle with the bad guys or whatnot, though, and killing one of the main characters or whatnot, though. I forget which one that was. It was like either like 3 or 4, I believe.
I don't remember what one that might be, because when you say that one of the heroes dies, I feel like that's like somewhere near the end of the saga.
Yeah, it was like either number 3 and number 4, though. It was like maybe the Order of the Phoenix, though. It was like they have a wand battle with that one chick. It's basically in every like Tim Burton movie.
Chunk says in the chat that his favorite is either the Chamber of Secrets or Deadly Hallows. For me,
Deadly Hallows.
For me, I think it's probably Order of the Phoenix or probably Chamber of Secrets as well. I'm leaning towards Order of the Phoenix because I just like the image of a phoenix first of all.
No, whichever one that was that they had like a wand battle or a battle at the end, and one of the characters dies in it. That's possibly one of my favorite ones from Harry Potter.
And final question before we start wrapping up here: what house is your house in the Harry Potter series? Because we apparently all have one now.
Hufflepuff.
I've heard a joke online recently that the only house in Harry Potter who has non-binary bathrooms would probably be House Hufflepuff, which I found kind of funny. But I'm Ravenclaw, as the quiz that I took online placed me.
Yeah, I took a quiz a long time ago, and I got like freaking Hufflepuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll stick with Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
I got some Hufflepuff items in my closet as well.
Although I always figured that I would get Gryffindor, which wasn't the case. Although truth be told, I'm usually told by a lot of people that I work with that when my personality, I would fit in any house in Harry Potter, from Slytherin all the way to Hufflepuff. So the fact that I'm in Ravenclaw, I think makes sense, right?
Yeah.
On that note. But Chunks is in the chat. I think Joshy is talking about Order of the Phoenix when you're talking about that wand battle thing, which I think that's the case.
Awesome.
Because when you were describing the scene, that sounded like something that we should expect from Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
When you first started mentioning it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I did like that snake battle, though. That was pretty cool, and like one of them.
I think that was the Chamber of Secrets.
That was actually pretty cool, too.
But I might be wrong, because it's been a long time since I've watched the Harry Potter films. I do have them all on DVD. Holy shit, the Chiefs are up by 1 point. Sorry. I just looked over there for the first time in a while. And 10 minutes in the fourth. Okay, so the Super Bowl is really interesting now. So we should wrap this up so I could focus on football again. But but on that note, as we said, is Harry Potter worth it? You're goddamn right it is.
Yes, it is.
And Chunk is Gryffindor. That doesn't surprise me, Chunk. All we need is Chris over here to be from House Slytherin, and we have the complete Hogwarts school right here on this stream at this point. At that point, because we got Chunk Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, we got a Hufflepuff playing Harry Potter game. And Chris says, I've never seen a Harry Potter, but I did like Weird. I'm not sure what you're saying, Chris. Never seen a Harry Potter, but I did like Weird. Well, your comment here is weird. I need a little clarification of what you're saying, bro. Just saying. Excuse me. Sorry, I have a cold, so. But on that note, you're obviously going to keep playing Hogwarts Legacy, right?
Yes.
Once we log off here. I'm going to finish watching the Super Bowl and probably try to play through some of my backlog off stream tonight. At that point.
Yeah, I'll be on for a little bit later. A little bit tonight, though. I got to work tomorrow, so.
Yeah, you did say previously that you had to be up at like 2:00 in the morning, your time, right?
Yeah, I start at 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Which that's 3 my time here in Minnesota. But on that note, yeah, he's gonna be playing Harry Potter. I'll be watching Super Bowl or at the end of it. Hopefully the Eagles win.
Go Chiefs. Go for the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's not surprised considering that in my football streams, you're usually saying that Steelers and Packers are going to win the Super Bowl, which they're not even in the playoffs. And yeah, I'm going to fidget with my names. I don't give a shit what the hell you said. All I know, it's always teams that aren't even in the fucking playoffs. It would mean more if you were to say the Colts are going to win the Super Bowl, and at that point I would go, yeah, next season. But as it is, Chunk says go Chiefs. Yeah, I'm outnumbered again. Because Desert Nord also said the Chiefs. So leave it to me to pick the underdog like I always do. And I'm going to laugh when I'm right. On that note, guys, as I usually say on the gaming channel, fuck Naughty Dog, Raylos are weird. All hail to Hogwarts Legacy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good night, everybody.
Night.